Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you an easy South Indian recipe to make lemon pickle or lime pickle. I have about 6 limes. I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of mustard seeds, 1/4 teaspoon of hing, ground hing or asafoetida, about another half a teaspoon of turmeric powder. I'm also going to use half a teaspoon of fenugreek seeds that I ground, um, about 2 to 3 tablespoons of salt. I will give you the exact measurements of salt, but based on your taste you can always adjust. And I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of Kashmiri chili. If I feel I want it spicier, I will adjust, but I will give you the exact measurements at the start of the video, so that way you'll know what you need and approximately how much you'll need. So the process is really simple. We're going to cut these into 8 pieces, halves and then quarters, and we're going to add turmeric and chili powder to it, and we're going to warm up some oil, add my mustard seeds, the asafoetida and the fenugreek powder, cook it a little bit, add the lemon, lime, bring it to a boil, and then you transfer it into a nice clean glass jar. I don't have a jar, but I'll be using a glass container with a cover. Once it cools down, you just store it, let it sit for a couple days so it nicely marinates in all the spices and it pickles itself with the lemon juice and salt, and then you can eat it. It's ready to eat. There are so many variations I saw online. Some people use curry leaves when they use the mustard seeds. They use garlic or ginger. So it just depends on your preference. You can use a similar recipe, add sugar, and you can have the sweet lime pickle along with garlic, or ginger. So just depends what are the things that you want to add on top of these basic ingredients based on your taste, your flavor, your preference. So let me cut my lime and then we'll move on to the next step. So the way you're going to cut this into eighths is you're going to kind of flatten it out on both sides. Every lemon has this slightly protruding skin or hard skin. You just want to cut it off and then cut it into halves, quarters, and that's how you're going to do it. Oops, I can't do this one hand. So what I've done here is I halved and then quartered the limes. Fortunately my limes were seedless, but if you have seeds you want to take it off so that way they don't you don't eat them when it's pickled. But I've added 1.5 tablespoon of salt. I've added 1/8 teaspoon of turmeric powder. I want it nice and red, so I decided I'll just go easy on the turmeric powder. And I've added, for now, I've added about 1.5 tablespoon of red Kashmiri powder, but I think I'm going to add another half so I get this nice dark deep red without it being too spicy. Like I said, I don't like it spicy, but my husband loves it spicy, and he's the guy. He's the reason I'm making the lime pickle, is because he was looking for some lime pickle a couple days back. We just came back from a summer vacation and I thought, why not try it at home? So this is my first time trying out this recipe, and I hope it works out well. So as you can see, I've mixed salt, a little bit of turmeric and chili powder together. I'm warming up a pan. I'm going to add about 3 to 4 tablespoons of, I'm using olive oil. A lot of the recipes suggest sesame seed oil, but I'm not too sure of the flavor, so I'm just going to stick to my regular olive oil. And then add my mustard seeds. It cooks up really fast, so you got to be careful. My fenugreek powder, half a teaspoon, and then hing. like almost between 1/8 teaspoon. Okay, maybe I put in a little too much, that's okay. So I'm just going to wait for the mustard seeds to splatter. You don't want to do this, but you know, I'm just doing it since I'm used to it, and the fire is on low medium. Trying to do two things at the same time. Okay, so you can see it's bubbling up. Let's give it a little more heat. Smells good, smells very pickly, so that's a good sign. So I've added my lemon, and we're just going to stir it gently and cook it down a little bit. We want to cook it enough to just slightly soften the skin of the lime. So, you know, bring it to a gentle boil. Cool it down, and then you can transfer to a nice airtight glass container. Let it sit, you know, for a couple days, preferably about 7 days or so. Then it will be ready to enjoy. You know, some recipes they squeeze the juice of a couple of lime. I decided not to do that because I knew as we cooked on the lime, you know, it's going to release some of its juices. So just to recap, I put a teaspoon of mustard seeds, 4 tablespoons of oil, sesame oil. I used olive oil, like I said, and 6 limes made into 1/8, and I put in a tablespoon and a half of sea salt, and then I added 2 tablespoons of Kashmiri chilies powder, and half a teaspoon of fenugreek powder, and just about 1/8 of turmeric, just little turmeric, not too much, you know. So as you can see, the lemon is releasing its water, and we're just going to get it to a gentle boil. So I'm just stirring it because I don't want it to stick to the pan. Smells really good. The smell that I was looking for. You know, a lot of my recipes get triggered by scents that remind me of my past. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I've read couple of blogs where people do say scents triggers memories, and that's what it is for me. You know, when I smell something, it kind of triggers a memory linked to a smell that I already know. And that's what I love about cooking, is I just look for a smell, a particular smell for each recipe, and I know that I get the recipe right based on the smell. So as you can see, it's coming to a gentle simmer. I'm going to turn off the stove, let it cool, and then transfer to an airtight container. This one, since you've cooked it, you don't need to mix it around. There are some recipe, there is a Maharashtrian recipe that you can make without cooking none of this. You just add chili powder, hing, salt, and lime, and then, you know, just mix it together, and then every day, you know, you put it in an airtight container, use a dry spoon. Every day just stir it around, you know, for a couple days, let it sit for about 8 to 10 days, and then that pickle is ready to be eaten. So with this one, since we have cooked it, you can see, you know, I think I like the idea of cooking it because it takes away the rawness of the red chili powder, and you can see actually the color changed, and yeah, I'm looking forward to enjoying this lime recipe, and I hope you enjoyed watching my video. Thanks for watching.